Hello? Hello? Hey man, welcome to the family. To make your job as a night guard here a bit easier, I have provided you with these voicemails. We'll record one for you every night to help you get settled on in here. Before I start with anything, I am first obligated to inform you that BT&T Co. is not responsible for any deaths, injuries, trauma, dismemberment, casualties, boo-boos, or accidents. Now that we have the legal stuff out of the way, I should probably introduce myself. Back at the old location, I was a night guard there. Best there was. I've since been promoted, so now I do stuff like this. I know, hold your applause. I'm telling you this just to ease your worries that I may not be a credible guide, but I assure you, I absolutely am. I said so. First, I should tell you about the most important thing. You may have already noticed a number labeled power slowly draining. To cut down on electric costs, all the tech in the office, including the lights, are powered by a generator. That guy gets charged up every day by me, and basically, if you run out of power, then you can't do anything. No cameras, no lights, no AC. Luckily, I will tell you my personal tips about conserving power. First, you can manage your power by turning off the AC for a bit by pressing the spacebar on your keyboard. I recommend only using this in emergencies, though. You probably noticed the animatronic endoskeleton laying on the floor behind your chair when you walked in. We ran out of space down in parts and service, so your office was the next best place to store without traumatizing any guests. The animatronics tend to malfunction at high temperatures, so I'd say that you should keep your office below 100 degrees. Otherwise, you're paying for repairs. To turn your AC back on, just hit the spacebar again. You got it. Second, there is also a hand crank that I use to fill it up. Crank power by pressing and holding F on your keyboard. I recommend doing this whenever you're not looking at the cameras. In my personal experience, the crank is the most reliable way to conserve power. Basically, use the crank until you're dangerously low, then turn off the AC to conserve even more power. Now, I bet you have probably been peeking at those cameras while I'm talking, so next I'll tell you about those. Use those to make sure everything is in its proper place, and that the place is tidy. I will warn you, these new animatronics do wander at night. Designers who coded these guys added a function where they would force reboot if they were left off for too long. It's to prevent the animatronics needing parts and service assistance during the day if their systems crash for some reason. Unfortunately, that makes your job a little harder. They may try to get into your office, but don't worry, despite them being 6-foot hunks of machinery, they won't hurt you. It would go against their programming. We don't want the animatronics in your office because we don't want them touching any of your expensive equipment. The cameras do have a pretty annoying blind spot, and that blind spot happens to be right at your doors. So, if you can't find an animatronic on the cameras, then they're probably in your doorway. We luckily have a system in place for sending the animatronic in the opposite direction, though. You can press A or D on your keyboard to shock the doors, and that'll do the trick. Don't worry about them blowing into Cam 9, that area is sealed off and unimportant. Tonight, Jeff and Sunshine should be the only ones that may move. They both go to your left door, so don't worry about your right door tonight. The animatronics do tend to get more active in the further in the week you get, so come prepared the next couple nights. Alright, that's enough yapping from me. Conserve power, don't let the office get too hot, shock the animatronics if they get too close. Got it? Good. Get in there and I'll see you tomorrow. Hey man, Monday wasn't that bad, now was it? You're doing great. Hey, that Eduardo animatronic will most likely start to move tonight. You may recognize him from another place. You know, that stupid Eduardo's Enchiladas and Eggplants place. I always hated that place. Before we opened up this location, BT and Co. had the idea to buy out Eduardo's. That place started failing as soon as we exposed their recycling of enchiladas. We bought their character and even gave him a mini restaurant here. B&T Co. is looking to create buddies towards the Tacos Mall sometime, so this is a good first step. Anyways, that animatronic is the newest one we have, and therefore is pretty different. You may hear him sprinting around, and he also may go in your vent too. Don't worry though, you can shock the vent too by pressing W on your keyboard. The last guy also reported him entering your right door as well, so keep good track of him. Don't worry about Buddy, he should be a problem tonight. Unless you run out of power. Anyways, you'll be fine. Have a good night. Hey man, welcome back. Good job last night. I know Eduardo can be new. Tonight, things are going to get real. The other night guard quit after this night, but I'm sure you'll stay. You're way better than him. If you see Buddy on the cameras, don't be alarmed if he removes his head. It's been a recent problem since Monday this week. I have no idea why, but Buddy seems to do it to scare the kids. Hard and service members will look into it next week. For now, just don't be alarmed if he does that. It's all normal. Well, it's not normal. At least it shouldn't be normal. Just don't be concerned. Anyways, head in there. See you tomorrow. Hey man, you're still here. Hey, I overheard that management is considering making you Employee of the Month. Don't worry, you definitely got my recommendation. Did you see Buddy walking around last night? He's a bit more hostile than the others. I mean, not hostile. These guys can't hurt you. I mean that Buddy's more persistent. Seems that shocking him does not deter him. Buddy's actually what apparently caused his last guy to quit. Not sure how to stop Buddy, but I do have a hypothesis. During the day, if an employee looks over too long, he seems to leave the room sometimes. So maybe try looking at the camera he's on every once in a while. Maybe that will slow him down. I'll let you know if I can think of anything new tomorrow. Just hang in there. See ya. Hey man, last night of the week. Can you smell that paycheck? Anyways, I haven't thought of any new ways to deal with Buddy. Considering you're all well and fine, you should have it all figured out, yeah? By you I meant your office equipment. Yeah. Just, make sure the office doesn't get too hot. Limit the cameras, keep the power high. All the normal stuff. You should have it all figured out by now, right? Bye. Hey man, thanks for working overtime. Management has made you Employee of the Month, so great job for that. I don't really have anything to say to you besides thank you for being so dedicated. We couldn't ask for a better night guard. Truly, we can't. Please never quit.